how normally he like goes around and visits family,
Hmm.
but this year he wants to do something at his house. And I started talking about doing like a tattoo shop thing, Thanksgiving thing.
You should say. I actually prefer food, actually, not tattoos. Give some food. The beer, turkey, bit of like stuffing, pigs and blankets. No, I don't want the tattoos.
I
Some
haven't had a pig in a
snacks.
blanket in a long time.
Yeah, get some pigs and blankets, some barbecue sauce, maybe some like hot barbecue sauce, something to dip them in. Some sort of dip.
Yeah. Okay, I just bought some spicy ketchup.
Oh, there you go, spicy ketchup. Uh, stream set says poor. What? Please use the correct keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Current keyframes are not being sent often enough, which causes buffering. Okay, I'll check that out later with YouTube. But it is working. Now it's working. Before it wasn't working. Now it's working. It's ghostly. Ghostly. Okay. Let me post it in one more place I'm streaming. Oh, my Twitch link. Pause. I'll just try and find a way to maybe make another chat room which feeds in the chat from Twitch into stream chat, something like that. That might be handy. So at least that way, conversation is kind of filtered through, so I guess everyone can see it. That might be I need to try and find a way around that. Kestrel. Cool. Rather majestic bird, a kestrel. I don't know much of the history about it. Should probably do some reading up on it. On it after the stream. See what this bird's about. Oh yeah, this says Predator film. Yeah. Do you have an article on it, or was it word of mouth, or is it word of mouth? Word on the street.
I'll find an article.
Yeah.
Give you some specific details.
I think one thing I should try and do is do like a stream, not reaction session, but like a watch through of like some classic horror. Obviously, I don't know if obviously we won't be able to stream the video, like the actual film, but we can watch it on our side and talk about it as it progresses through, and then that can be overlaid. Like if you want to watch the film and overlay it, or something like that. I don't know how that will work, but maybe like have a watermark over the image, over the video image or something. Or I don't think YouTube would allow that. YouTube probably would not allow that at all. Or if the episode is really, or if the film itself the volume is really quiet, because we'll be watching it from our side. We can hear it and everything. We can watch it as normal, maybe through Discord. But the actual clip itself, it's obviously it's visible on the stream, but you can't hear it. There's some mute. Whole thing's on mute. That could work, I think.
I found the article I initially saw.
Yeah. Send it over.
Predator 5 was supposed to be a surprise and has been in the works for years, says director.
So let's see. Let's have a look. See.
Ooh. Hold on a second. One of the biggest question marks in Disney's acquisition of all things Fox was how they'd handle horror and R-rated movies. I didn't realize Disney acquired Fox.
Oh, they did. Yes, they did. They acquired them. Yeah, I forgot about that. But I thought it was only a small segment, like a section of Fox. I didn't realize it was all of it. So that's interesting.
Yeah, pretty much everything with Fox movies.
Dang. Yeah. That's a good point. I don't know. I mean, well, the thing is, Disney have done horror films in the past. Well, not horror films per se, but like spooky films. But I guess horror films would be. I guess they'll have to like slowly make like a Disney's for adults, Disney for adult channel, some sort of yeah, they'll have to make some sort of leap, won't they, in terms of where they want to go with that kind of idea. Would be interesting. Would be very interesting. Okay, let's put this aside. Spam this out a bit more. Actually, let's just make this again. Treasures in the room. Cool. Right, what was I doing? Let's cool. Let's start recording. Yeah. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Let's get that frame into place. Oh.
Sonny Landham died. I didn't know that.
So who died?
Sonny Landham. He played the Native American guy in the
Oh.
original Predator.
Oh, Sonny. Oh yeah. Oh wow.
I didn't know he died.
What year did he die?
It doesn't specify. It just says that he got an obituary article and provided.
He wasn't really a good like actor to work with. Apparently, he was a really bossy guy. You know, on set and everything. Because he's been in a few films. Like he's been like as a film. What's it called? He's been in Poltergeist. He's been Poltergeist. Spielberg Poltergeist. He's also been in as a film by there's a Sylvester Stallone film called Lock Up, where Sylvester Stallone obviously is a convict, but he gets put into like the
the maximums.
He gets transferred by some pissed off warden that he went to court with. He took to court basically, and he hires some goons in that jail. Obviously, that guy, Sonny's one of them. He's like the head honcho. But yeah, apparently, like he's a bit of he wasn't really a pleasant actor to work with, from what I've been hearing. Yeah, considering he's I thought he's like a Native American. Like
he is.
He is okay.
Part Seminole and part Cherokee.
Right.
Yeah, there's they can be pretty bullheaded.
Very provocative accent, and he's like it's like someone you don't want to mess with. I wonder what other films he's been in, because that's the only films I should actually look into his other films. Is what films he's done.
Not to mention, both Cherokee and Seminole were some more warrior-focused tribes. Especially the Cherokee. But actually, interestingly enough, on that note, the article talking about it being set hundreds of years ago.
Right.
It's saying it's going to be set hundreds of years ago in pre-colonial America, and it might be Native Americans versus Predator.
Question is, will that work? I mean, I think going back in time is one thing. I think what it should do is continue on with like I don't know, like, you know, I still prefer the Colonial Marine stuff. Bring them back, bring some aliens in there and whatnot. You know, send the whaling, send more on the whaling. Can you imagine if they do, if they go along with this idea, right? And then obviously it'll be like the, you know, a whaling. There'll be someone that's called Wayland in it. Officer Wayland. He fought the Predator, so he's going to start his company. Now I'm going to start a company called Wayland, you know, Wayland Industries in that era to focus on these sort of things. Yeah. That's, oh, God, I would just... Not denying it's a bad idea, but I think sometimes it's best to focus on what people want, what the fans want. I don't know if the fans want anything like that. I mean... do you,
That was one of my major problems with the Predator movies, that they were set in like modern times.
Yeah.
I think it should have been like colonial marines versus like a clan of predators and a nest of aliens.
No, of course, that's all it needed to be, and everyone would have been happy. I think everyone would have been like, okay, you know what, that's fine, you know. But yeah, instead we got something else.
Right. I didn't mind the first Alien vs. Predator movie that much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I had a lot of problems, and it did do some things well.
Mm.
But the second one, no. The second one was horrible.
Oh yeah. The first one was really good. I like the first one. That was one. That's the one with the lady who. Yeah. That was good. Yeah. Unfortunately, it lacked. One thing it lacked was character development. There's no one in that character roster that you care for. We give two shits about. It's like, who are these people? Okay, we don't care. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter anyway. They're dead.
Well, the Predators had character development in humans.
I do recall there was one character in there which was interesting. The one that said he had a family and everything. It was a bit like the comedian kind of character, the comedy-esque. But other than that, I didn't really give two shits about it. Yeah. It's like, oh, he's dead.
I did think it was cool that you got like this explorer woman who ends up being a badass, but it's like it's accepted by the Predators.
Yeah.
Because there was a novel that I read years ago. I think I was in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was called, but it was about an Asian woman who got accepted into a Predator clan.
Right.
And she actually lived and hunted with them, like wore their equipment.
Okay.
Used their fighting techniques and everything.
That's the comics, isn't it? Is it? Sounds familiar.
There may have been something like that in the comics. This was an actual novel.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, there's not been many horror films that like out this year that were like good, you know. Nothing that's memorable. I'd say like, yeah, that's a good film to watch. Like, yeah, can't really think like. Have you watched Creepshow yet? You haven't watched that one, Creepshow, the Netflix. Yeah, very good. It's a very good series. Anthology of horror, and it's got some. I think Stephen King's also one of the additional writers for some of the stories, like anthologies, because the original movie. I don't know if you've seen the original movie, the Creepshow 1 and 2. The writers were included, obviously Wes Craven, John Carpenter, obviously Stephen King as always, but then a few other writers. But like it was like, yeah, it was great. Like short nugget of horror stories which like hit the right spot. You know, good like 20 minutes. 20 minutes, you know, of spooky monster stuff, but like, yeah, all grim, all have like semi-grim endings, or some have grim endings, some actually don't, but like still good, still and the special effects, practical effects. You know, you can't go wrong with that, which is what you want.
Did um did you ever watch Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
Scary stories.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
No.
It's based on a popular like horror book that was like a collection of short horror stories.
Oh,
Like
is that
I read it as a kid.
is that scary? Sorry, it's called Scary Stories. Hang on. It's a film, isn't it? Right now, it's a film.
It is.
Scary Stories. Tell in the Dark. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen this. I watched it. I think I watched it. It's on.
Supposed to be making a second one.
I watched it, right. I didn't find it like scary. It's like it was. I call it like a PG scary.
It was. It wasn't scary. It was. But it had some. I mean.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Yeah, spooky, but yeah,
Spooky.
yeah, spooky, but not scary. I was expecting like, yeah, this is good, but like, I mean, it is good, but yeah, it's watchable. I guess it kind of equals to it chapter 1 and 2. You know, those kind of, it's horror, but I wouldn't say it's horror. I mean, is it classed as horror? It's classed as a thriller. There you go, it's a thriller. But I don't know. I think, yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the next one brings. But yeah, wasn't terrified by it, but it's good. It's okay to watch. Yeah.
It was more like a creepy thriller.
Yeah.
Like it had aspects of mystery too.
Yeah, I do like the fact that when you don't know what it is and they're trying to find out what it is, and that's good. I like that, and it's getting the conclusions getting closer to something that might be unsettling, but yeah, it's good. So like, is it so like, is it based off a book or something, or yeah, is it, or is it?
Yeah, it's based on a book.
Okay.
Like an old book.
What does book?
It was a children's story collection.
Do you remember Alone in the Dark? That's another one of those stories.
Alone in the Dark was good.
There's some crazy stuff in there.
Oh yeah, I still remember one episode that actually really freaked me out when I was a kid. It was the one where it was the monster in the pool, and like the design of that thing was just horrifying. It was like a bloody, slimy skeleton, pretty much.
That's good.
And it can move through. It could like melt and move through.
Melt things.
I'm like 8-9 years old watching this.
That's good.
I watched it at a friend's house, and he has a bunk bed, and I'm sleeping on the top bunk, and there's an air vent like right above. Like when he and I watched Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky. When I watched Chucky, it came on TV, and I watched it on my own. I wasn't scared, but I was like a bit stunned. Like I was like, whoa, that's a bit eerie. Well, I don't know what it just came on TV. I wasn't expecting it to. I wasn't expecting this film. It was like I just happened to stumble upon that when it started. I was like, okay, Child's Play. Okay, let's watch this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, I was at my friend's place, same friend. And his parents rented it. And we watched it, and he had a Chucky doll.
Oh my god, that must have been terrifying.
I had a little bit of trouble getting sleep that night.
Well, that's just adding salt to the wound. There, it's like, well, yeah, oh man. It's
like with Poltergeist. I watched that when I was 6 or 7 years old, and scene with the tree freaked me out. Is that a tree just like it outside my bedroom window?
Oh yeah, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Yeah, that scene is yeah. I was fortunate that when my parents we used to live in a block of flats, so obviously trees we were high above the trees, so we're fine. But man, yeah. I think Aliens was the only film that really spooked me out, and I think that kind of because but like I wasn't expecting it. That's the problem with the Aliens one. I didn't know what Aliens was about. I don't know what I don't know what possessed me to watch it. I was like, they went to bed. I watched it on my own. I was not expecting what Alien. I didn't. What I saw was what the fuck is going on. What is this film?
Yeah, that was my exposure to Alien was similar. I was about 6 or 7. I was at my friend's house.
Just not expecting it.
And his parents were divorced. He was another married, but we raised his house.
Mm-hmm.
And his dad had a bunch of horror movies on VHS.
Mm.
And that's where I discovered Alien. Or, I watched Alien, Aliens, and The Thing.
Oh, The Thing. Yep, Thing is good.
Predator didn't scare me at all.
No, Predator wasn't scary. I think Predator for me, Predator was an enjoyable film. I think the action, the amount of action in the film, kind of overwhelmed the scare of it, I guess. But I guess the best part of it all is the unknown, and obviously that gets revealed near the end. It still becomes an action film. I guess.
Like for some reason, like to me, like Predator was so cool, and I didn't actually like perceive him as a bad guy, really.
Yeah. And the other thing is in the film Predator, you don't usually see the grotesque things it does to the skin in their eye. We don't really see that scene. I mean, it shows you what's the aftermath of these people that got skinned, but it doesn't show you the process. It's just like, oh yeah, they're skinned. Okay, cool. It's kept relatively vague, and left for the viewers to guess. Like, oh yeah, all right, they're dead. Whereas in Aliens, that's it. They take no pit. Yeah. But I think if you're younger and you're watching Aliens, you don't know what the plot is. That's what for me. That's what happened to me. I didn't know what was going on. And like for example, the Bishop. I didn't know he was an android. I thought he was just a normal person. And then we started spouting out all that white goo and stuff.
Yeah, that scene where he goes nuts.
Yeah. I thought, yeah. So like that's what. Ever since then, I like spew out cereal when I eat something. It's like, oh my god, I'm spewing out white stuff. So it was Bishop. Oh my god. Maybe that happens when an alien impales you. You start spewing out white blood. Oh, white gunk. Yeah. I didn't know what was going on. And yeah. But I think I think the beauty of that film is now it strengthens my interests of the film and everything else. So I'm grateful for it, even though I'm not grateful for what it did to me. But I'm grateful for its the respect for it.
It's still one of my favorite films of all time. So
yeah. It is a very, very good film. I think it's one of the only films that kind of it balances the horror and action and claustrophobia and the mood colors and everything. How's it going, Zabana? Yeah, birdie buddy. Yeah. Another film.
The pacing and atmosphere was good.
Yeah, exactly. That. Yeah, I think we spoke about the nothing happens, and it builds up. It amps up when it happens. When it amps up, and it really amps up. Like then really stuff just kicks off. Like, yeah, but I think the other cool thing, I think they managed to squeeze in the character development for the characters so well as well. I think that's what makes it so good. how they did that was amazing. Like the character development, like even though the film time for the Marines is just that the only time you see them together is when they're when they're in that when they're in the canteen, they're having their breakfast and stuff, and then obviously they're armoring up and everything, and then that's it. Compare that to like what's it? Yeah, if you compare that
They do
to
a good job of introducing and developing
yeah
the characters in a
yeah
short period of time.
yeah. Because like if you compare that to what Alien versus Predator, even though the characters were present and they're talking about what they were doing, it still doesn't really. It doesn't. I think the reason why it doesn't work is that none of them sound convincing.
Right.
They don't sound convinced like. I think that's why. I think because if you watch Aliens, all the characters like Hicks, Hudson, all the other characters, they have that sense of with the way they talk is like they sound genuine. I think that's you can tell they've been through it. Yeah. Whereas I think I'll have to watch Alien vs Predator again to get a feel of it. But I've got a feeling the characters don't have that sense of you can't really believe them. It feels like it just feels very fake.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to watch it again to get a grasp of that. I think that may have to be done at some point, just to do a watch and then do like a recording like this while we're watching it and we're talking about it.
Yeah.
See how bad it really is, and then bring some beers. Gotta bring some beers though. Bring the beers in. It's gonna quite a lot of beer drinking.
I'm already on my third.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Is this a cause? Is this what happens when you talk about bad movies? Aggressively drink beer.
Bad movies make me drink.
Oh no, not Alien versus Predator. Oh. Wash it away. Yeah, wash away those problems. Oh.
I need to forget.
Yeah. I mean, even the combat was good, but the combat wasn't good either. I didn't feel the combat was. I think I vaguely remember some of the combat. I still remember the fight between the alien and the predator, and it's a good scene, but I was something about it. Wasn't sold on it. It looked fun, but it's like a mixture of I think it had a bit of CG stuff in there going on as well, where the predator chucks the alien across the room and it hits the wall. But I think the way some of the predators die as well, it's just like, really? I think they.
Yeah. And the whole thing with the netting.
Oh yeah.
That one predator.
Yeah.
The alien with that net gun. And it's acid. Like eats through the net. It gets free. And it's just that didn't make sense to me because like predators have been hunting these things for a long time. You think their equipment they'd have devised some kind of way to have their equipment stand up to the acid.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Like you think well, these are technological advanced species. They know their enemies, which is in this case the xenomorphs. They don't have the right equipment. Maybe unless it's part of the test, you're made to fight with mediocre weaponry to defeat them, and if you fulfill it, then you get the better stuff. But because the law does in their law, if they lose, they just blow everything up, don't they? It's like, well, if you can't beat them with crumb bum weapons, crumb bums just nuke everything. But yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's that beak is a bit more. There we go. I listened to that. What's it called? That rap. Doctor Who versus
Brown.
Doc Brown. Yeah. I think neither of them won. Neither of them. I think when YouTube videos, when they do things like that, who do you think won? Like that sort of thing, it's just to get people to talk about it.
Right. Yeah.
It never going to get solved. Just leads to.
They have quite a few good ones there.
Yeah.
One is Sherlock Holmes versus Batman.
Oh, okay.
And I'd have to say Holmes won that one because he dropped some pretty intense insults at the end.
Oh.
He really went hard on Bruce's parents dying. I was just like, damn.
Yeah, it's going a bit too far there. Get there. To be honest, they should bring back Celebrity Deathmatch. Do you remember MTV Celebrity Deathmatch? That's the best way to solve these problems.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, like that just did everything. No messing around. It's a bit darker there. There we go.
They had another one. It was Allen Poe versus Stephen King. It was good, but
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed because I was expecting H.P. Lovecraft to show up at some point and just take them both on. Because they do that sometimes. They'll have one where it's it's one person versus another, but someone else will show up at some point.
Which reminds me, I don't know if you still watch Robot Chicken. Do you still watch Robot Chicken, or? I think they still make some episodes now and then. Don't know if you're a fan of Robot Chicken.
I used to be, but I stopped watching.
They still do some funny sketches. I don't know if you saw the Zootopia one. That was pretty good.
Like they're still producing new stuff.
Last I checked, it was a while, but like it was like small episodes. Like they're really like sparse. They weren't like straight one after the other. It was like a few weeks there'll be one episode in it, and then a few weeks go by. A few weeks go by, and then suddenly another episode pops up from nowhere.
Right.
But yeah, nothing concrete. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're doing, but they need to bring that back because it's one of them shows that it's like South Park, isn't it? They push the boundaries a bit.
Yeah, they really do.
They don't care. That's good. I like that. I like that kind of taking the risk. I think that's what Animaniacs should have been doing, even though they won't. But so what was your thoughts about seeing Minerva Mink for like the space of 30 seconds?
Yeah, that was interesting. Almost felt like it was a tease.
Yeah.
Because it's like the second time we've seen older characters that aren't actually present.
I mean, I would love to watch more of the episodes, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to see the same characters again and again. You know, like Pink in the Brain. If I want to watch Pink in the Brain, might as well just watch the original series. But like, yeah, I'm just not. Yeah.
The episodes we watched last night, I really wasn't all that impressed with.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Arnie voice. Like, yeah. Well, I don't know what that was about. I was like, no. It's getting a bit boring now. Jokes are fun. That would work in the '90s, not now. It's like that's like yeah, that's what it felt to me as like that kind of
It didn't make sense.
We don't care for such things.
I did like the nod to Chicken Boo though.
Oh, Chicken Boo, yes, Chicken Boo. I think we have discussed like I don't think it would be tricky for them to come up with more things without hurting the 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 people on the web, people on the internet. They're the ones to please, and they're always always have a.
Well, I think the problem is, one problem that you have to is when I'm trying to bring back an old show is nostalgia. And a lot of issues that people have, or they rely too heavily on nostalgia.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're trying to appeal to fans of the original series who are like in their 30s and 40s now.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah. Like us old farts. But then when we see them, like the thing is, if you're gonna do a reboot, you gotta have to include the characters that what made the original. You can't. It's like making like, for example, making a Knight Rider film, reboot Knight Rider without Kit. It's like there's certain characters which are mandatory to the series. Like for example, like the new Knight Rider that came out a while back, way while back. that had all the original characters. That even had Car as well. Later on, don't know if you know Car, the evil version of Kit.
Yeah, I do. And his little light at the front.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, and so in that reboot series, Car was in there, same LED, yellow LED, same direction it was moving. It was moving from the outside into the middle and back. So and same kind of voice as well. That came like, I'm the night roving robot. So they could have gotten away with not including it, but they included it because it's who else would Kit go against, So but obviously in the modern series it becomes a mech as well. It turns into a fucking mech. It does, yeah, because the newer version of Knight Rider, right? I don't know if you've seen it. Kit has nanotechnology on it in the car, so like the car can actually, like the body of it can mold itself digitally. Oh, that was a fucking. It was good, but it was shit at the same time. I mean, there's a lot of things they did which I felt sad about. Like they killed off characters. Making
like a red Lamborghini for some reason.
Yeah. What car? That was a specific. I think that wasn't a Trans Am. That was another car. I think it wasn't a Trans Am. It was something else, and it was another car. And it was made. That car actually exists, but it's only one model. It was like a prototype model that the car manufacturer made, and they used it for that. But yeah, I think it was upsetting to see that the original kit was like dismantled and they waved it off with a silly reason. It's like yeah, budget costs.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of car that was.
But in Knight Rider 2000, which is the movie I assume you're talking about, they kill off Devon in a really terrible way, and I was like, oh man, come on now.
It's a 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air.
Oh yeah. So That's the old car, isn't it? That's like an old banger that David Hasselhoff drive. Yeah. So basically, have you watched 2000? Have you watched it? Not really 2000. You have watched it.
Yeah, that was back in the
Oh
early 90s.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I would have. Oh man, I would have loved to see the original kit car back again. You know, like before it got moved into the new body, but they didn't. Yeah. Not sure why they did that. And even in the intro, the intro shows the original black car. It's like, what are you doing? But I guess at some part of me, I'm glad that they did do that, because it was like kind of like a farewell fan service to the series. But I guess they could have done a better job of it. But can't have it all. So lock up that actually. They even made it.
Hasselhoff wasn't too pleased with the movie.
I wouldn't be surprised. It was.
He said it missed the point of the original series.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem was, I think, I don't know who wrote the script. I don't know if Glenn Larson, who originally did all the Knight Rider stuff, was involved in it. If he was involved in it, I guess I'll have to check on that. It's one of those sort of things, isn't it? It's like if someone wanted like a reboot, fine, let's make a reboot, or let's make a movie, and then someone brings in the scripts, and if the script is like, you know, I guess this is where, you know, the execs say, oh, we want something that's family friendly, but it's got to be in the future, 2000. What about if we make a world where you don't have guns, you have like stun guns? Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. And that's what they did.
Yeah, it was written by Rob Hedden.
What stuff has he been doing? What other things has he done?
Let's see.
Probably.
Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, which is definitely good.
Apparently that was, if I remember, that was pretty bad film.
Yeah, it was.
Because most of the film takes place on a boat, if I'm right. Which makes no sense. I actually watched what was it, Cinemassacre episode of that, and they said like, so basically Jason basically, it takes off where the last film went off, where Jason was in the water, like dead, whatever, and then he basically he gets stuck on a boat, the boat that's drifting towards Manhattan from where he died, which is miles away.
Right.
And obviously people on the boat were having a party saying, oh, you know, we better watch out when lightning strikes, you know, shit things happen, you know, you better watch out. And then obviously the boat, lightning hits the boat, electricity goes through the boat, goes down where Jason's been stuck attached to, you know, he's kind of attached himself to the boat, you know, because his body was kind of clunged on, you know, somehow. And obviously the electricity revives him, and that's it, and then he starts killing people on the boat.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's done anything particularly special.
Smells like budget writers.
Like it says, he's known for such films as You May Not Kiss the Bride. I don't even know what that is. It's a romantic action comedy.
You May Not Kiss the Bride.
The Condemned. I saw that.
Is it crappy? The Condemned.
It's kind of weird. It's an action film that involves like prisoners that get thrown into this environment would have to like fight each other to the death.
Sounds like
while everybody watches for entertainment.
Sounds like Spartacus.
Yeah, pretty much. Or Gamer.
Oh, I was going to watch that film, but it sounded interesting, but I thought it's going to be crappy and boring, so I didn't.
It's an interesting film. Really, all I can say about it. It's been a while since I watched it though, so I can't say much.
Have you watched Death Race?
I watched one of them, but I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the one that had like Jason Statham.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I thought that was good. But then they made a sequel which has nothing to do with Jason Statham. It was like, oh god damn it! Yeah, straight to DVD kind of thing, which killed my interest of the franchise completely. I was like, no. Because that film was pretty decent. I actually enjoyed that, and it had the guy I forgot his name. He's in Game of Thrones as well. He gets hung though, but I forgot his name. Gotta check his name now.
I also watched it. Check it.
Death Race. Jason Statham. Oh wow, the first four doesn't show the names. Ian McShane, that's the guy. Ian McShane. He was in it. He's in Game of Thrones as well. Good actor. He's been in a fair few films. Let me see. Ian McShane. What films has he been in? He's been in Deadwood, American. He's in John Wick as well as the the propriety, the owner of the hotel. What's his name? What's his name in that film? Winston. That's it. Winston. Yeah. It's got pastel tone hair going on here. There we go. Kind of like a rather bluish. There we go. There we go. That's better. I've not seen the original of Death Race, which stars David Carradine, and still Sylvester Stallone's in that as well. Sly Stallone. I don't think you'll find films like that without CG nowadays. Darken that beak out. You watched Game of Thrones, all of them, or you?
Yeah, I watched. I watched up through season 3.
So you haven't watched all of it.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You
I
should.
did read all the books though.
Oh, okay. But okay. Are you gonna? Are you planning to watch it all, or that's it? Is that you? That's you done?
Yeah, I think I'm done with the series.
I'd highly recommend watching on. I think it's on YouTube as well. I think it's like an hour's footage. I think it's Arya and the Hound from season 1 to 8, and it shows you their relationship as it goes through the film, goes through the series. The best bits, all the best bits, and it's really good. The guy who plays the Hound is amazing. Um, and his character, yeah, I think usually it was either him or Tyrion Lannister. Is the only two people I'd bother watching it for,
Yeah.
and maybe the dragons as well. Maybe see the dragons a few times. Yeah, dragons. When the dragons came on, it's like, dragons. Seeing the dragons is
I
good.
did like Brienne Tarth.
Oh yeah, Brianna fucking Tarth. Oh man, yeah, definitely. I should probably. I think after stream, I could probably play that. It's a good. Arya and the Hound is a good. Good clip to share. They're taking shape. So I came across some more. I just realised that some interesting classic horrors on YouTube, like House on Haunted Hill, Vincent Price. Don't know if you've watched that. That's a good, decent spooky film.
Actually, I really can't say. I never watched the Vincent Price original.
Oh really? Oh, actually, have you?
I only saw the remake, which I enjoyed, but I would like to see the Vincent Price one.
Yeah,
I like Vincent Price.
yeah. Have you watched the abominable Doctor Phoebes, Phoebes or Phibes, I think it's called.
I have not.
That film, I watched that a few days ago, and it's still fucking good. It's about the premise is basically Dr. Phibes or Phoebes, who his name is. He he's an actor, right? An actor, a performer, and him and his wife have a car accident. He survives, but he's very disfigured, and the doctors fail to save his wife. So what he does, he basically goes around and seeks vengeance on all the doctors that killed his wife. And the way he kills them is fucking amazing. It's like basically it's based on like the Hebrew seven sins of death or something, or 7 sins or something, and he kills them in like they're all basically unique ways, like being killed by like mosquitoes and shit like that, or killed by bats and stuff. It's the way he does it is really good, and yeah.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to watch that. And it was on YouTube for a time. I don't know if it still is or not.
It still is. It still is. That's why I watched it.
And yeah, I almost watched it, but for some reason I didn't. And I just haven't gotten around to it.
What you need is beer, some booze, and movie time.
Watched one of Vincent Price's first films, I think. I think it was one of his first films. I'm not sure. It's an old cheesy black and white film called The Bat.
Mm-hmm. What's it called? Oh, The Bat. Yeah. I tried to watch it. I couldn't get into it. I think if I watch it again, I think I need to watch it again properly. I guess if I had some wine and just watched it, I think I could probably go through it. Another film.
It's 1959 mystery horror.
There was another.
Didn't really get that good of reviews.
There was another Vincent Price film I was watching. I didn't watch it didn't watch it all fully, but he plays some sort of like psycho murderer. He just murders people. I forgot the name of it, but like I think I watched it directly straight after Dr. Phibes. I can't remember what it was. I need to find out what the film was called. But like, yeah, he's talking to someone and just strangles them. But yeah.
Oh, he was in the original Fly.
Yes, he plays that some doctor person. I think he's the one that throws the brick on the so-called spider. Help me! Help me! Splat.
He was also in a couple of ground hill adaptations.
Hmm.
3. And he was also Egghead in the original Batman series with Adam West.
Really? Mm-hmm. I think it's because because like aside from being a good actor, I think his voice is what has that like I always thought Brain had that kind of Vincent Price kind of accent, you know?
Yeah, he does. He does actually.
Try to take over the world. I can't do it. I mean, you know.
No, I think you're right. Now that I think about it.
Pinky? Oh, I can't do it. Oh, that kind of weird.
I was introduced to Vincent Price in a very strong way. There was Scooby-Doo series.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it was Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts, I think it's called.
Right. Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Or someone voiced by him, I think. I also am familiar with him for his collaborations with rock star Alice Cooper.
Oh, really? What do you do with Alice Cooper?
He did a monologue for one of Alice Cooper's songs, The Black Widow. And there was a TV special called Alice Cooper the Nightmare, in which he was involved.
Alice Cooper was also in John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness, if I'm right. Have you seen that film, Prince of Darkness?
Yeah, that's a good film.
It's like it's a scientific horror, I guess. Horror. It's still horror, yeah, but like it tries to focus on like some like tries to treat the biblical side to be more scientific.
Right.
Which makes it, I think that makes it believable.
Yeah, he provided voice talent on the Hanna-Barbera series, 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
Wow.
As the mysterious Vincent Van Gogh.
Wow.
He was a lifelong fan of roller coasters, and he narrated a 1987 30-minute documentary on the history of roller coasters. Oh, that's where I last saw him. His last appearance. He was the inventor in Edward Scissorhands.
Oh yeah, definitely. Was that his last? Was that his last film?
It was.
Oh man, dang.
His last significant work. Okay, yeah, he did something else beyond that. Because Edward Scissorhands was 1989 and 1990. So Price recorded the narration for Disneyland Paris's Phantom.
Man, you can't get a voice like Vincent Price's anymore. That's the horror film. Oh yeah, he was also in a film called Last Man on Earth, I think.
Yeah.
That's I've not seen that film myself, but I got a feeling that's probably the Omega Man, similar to Charlton Heston's.
Yeah, the Omega Man, and then
I am Legend.
Legend.
Yeah, I didn't like I didn't like I Am Legend for the fact that
I did too.
you liked it.
I did.
I did. I just didn't like the fact about I didn't like the dog scene. That was like
the dog scene is really.
I was like no. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. It was gonna happen as well. And I was like, oh fucking hell! Stop doing that shit. Stop it. I mean,
it wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be, but it was still a decent film.
Yeah. Did you know they made there was like two endings for it? There's like a I think the theatrical ending is different to the one that was. There's a cut release you can see on YouTube, I think.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they made like So I think in the end he kind of blows himself up, doesn't he? Or something. He blows himself up.
Yeah.
But in the director's cut one or like a deleted scene one where he actually hands back the infected female they kidnapped back to the mutants, and they just they basically just take her and walk away, like in a mutual way. Yeah.
You're reminded of a like an older kind of film noir mystery thriller that I'm somewhat fond of. It's called Angel Heart.
Angel Heart.
I'll find some details on it. I can't remember who any of the actors are. And a younger Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke, oh wow.
Character. And then you've got Robert De Niro,
who
played like the main villain.
I would love to see more Sin City with Mickey Rourke. Him playing that big chin guy. Don't know if you remember that guy from Sin City.
I do, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah, that character was amazing.
It was.
Even though,
yellow bastard.
yeah, it's so good. I was like, on YouTube you can watch that like the entire story, his story of that from Sin City, rather than watching the film, because obviously Sin City is broken down into separate stories, isn't it? So
Yeah.
yeah, but like on YouTube you can watch the whole thing once. So I was like, yeah, this is good. Like, who killed you, Blondie? Who killed you? I'm gonna make them pay, Blondie. I'm gonna make them pay.
To see a return of either like film noir, like old detective stories, or like pulp superheroes like The Shadow.
The Shadow was a good film. I think what made it so good was the soundtrack by Jerry Goldsmith.
Yes.
He made that soundtrack. That's the only reason I fucking like loved that film. I was like, whoa, yeah, Jerry fucking nailed it there. Like,
The Shadow's been around for a while.
The Shadow knows.
My grandmother was a fan of the original Radio Jones.
But yeah, I didn't know. Like, so is the Shadow a comic book character? Is that what he is? Right. So,
He was involved in DC Comics for a while. I heard a couple of issues where he encountered Batman, which is funny because the character inspired Batman. And I also heard that he was kind of an inspiration for Vendetta.
I always found the Shadow to be more magic, isn't it? It's more magic than ninja. You know, like because obviously Batman's more focused on ninja and using them trickery, you know, like gunpowder and all that crap, like mixtures and stuff.
While the Shadow is focused on like firearms and his supernatural abilities that he learned.
Yeah. I think that's what made it good is the mysticism of it all. I didn't realize I didn't know the Shadow was like a DC. Is it a DC character then? Is he a DC character?
Like he fell in popularity, so
no.
we haven't seen anything from him in a while. Sam Raimi was trying to make another Shadow film, but he canceled it because like nobody could come up with a script that he was satisfied with.
Well, to be honest, like from looking at that film, from looking at the Shadow, it doesn't really have much going on. Like he's just a guy that runs around with two pistols and that's it. Whereas Batman was everywhere. You know, Batman had the gear. I think that's what makes it interesting as well, because obviously, the Shadow, the only way he got to places was with that taxi driver that he saved. You know, everyone he saves, he gives him a special coin. you're my bitch. But like Bruce Wayne, he's got all the gear, isn't he? He's got all the tools and stuff. Turn the heat on a bit. It's a bit warm, get cold. Yeah, I think that makes it more. I guess it makes it more interesting. Whereas the Shadow will just get into a taxi, get to places in his taxi.
Yeah, the Shadow is really more like mystery based.
Yeah.
Like crime thriller almost.
No, of course. I think the sequel to that would have been good if like another mystic creature or something from another world invaded their world. I think what makes it even more better, the icing on the cake, was the era where the film takes place in. The Shadow, it takes place in that kind of noir kind of world, isn't it? Noir. Is it like 1960s or 1950s? No, 1950s. Was it 1920s? Has it?
40s and 50s.
Yeah. It has that kind of aged look, and I think that that's what makes it good. And I think Batman wouldn't work in that kind of era, because obviously people want to see the bat, people want to see the bat, the flying bat and everything, and all vehicles and stuff.
Though later on they have made a variation of Batman for other TV periods. Steampunk Victorian era Batman at one point.
Have you seen the Ninja Batman? That was Batman Ninja. That's an interesting movie.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's relatively good. But it kind of goes off the rail a bit. It starts including mechs, like mech robots as well. Joker as a mech, Joker mech, and a Batman mech.
And then you have a good old Dick Tracy. I don't know if you remember Dick Tracy.
I remember Dick Tracy, but I've never watched it. I should probably. Is it worth watching? Is it a?
I never watched the film.
Yeah.
I'm more familiar with like the comics and stuff like that.
I believe it's a Disney film as well. It was released by Disney, I think. Dick Tracy.
Let's see.
Disney did something to it.
was a 1990 American action crime film produced by Warren Beatty, who produced, directed, and starred. Holy crap!
So is it?
Al Pacino was in it.
Yeah, he plays the villain, I think. He plays the villain character, I believe. Or
That suits him.
Alan Alice.
It was Touchstone Pictures that produced it.
Oh, Alan Alice on YouTube says, I feel like Batman works better in a lower tech setting, like the Batman the animated series, because it more relies on his intuition, intuition as opposed to tech. Does that solve a lot of... Yeah, that's fine. No, I think that's a valid point. Yeah, like the animated series was done in the 1950s as well, isn't it? The animated series, that kind of era, is that right?
Well, there were different ones. The one I missed was the animated series from the 90s, which was like one of my favorite shows as a kid.
Yeah, that was perfect. I was like, that's what Batman should have been. Is
Yeah.
that is the Batman. Because like that series introduces technology coming in as well, like like new kinds of technology slowly being introduced, which is good. Like no one has like flat screen TVs and stuff like that, but the series does start like people like it does slowly start to include flat screen TVs for technology, like advancements, like like this guy making something and it's like sort of flat screen TV, cool, but the way it's concepted. It's beautiful. It belongs to it. It belongs in that world, kind of. Yeah. Do you like that? Batman in the setting was around 1670s. He grew up on black and white TVs. Yeah, black and white TV. You raised a good point there, Alan Alice. He raised a good point. Black and white TV.
TV like the old Adam West show.
Yeah, like yeah. Like, in the animated series, all the TVs were black and white, weren't they? I don't think they were in color. They were all. The technology was still wasn't in color yet. It was all black and white.
Color became a thing.
Yeah.
I still remember well, I can't say remember because all my time. I've seen a few silent films.
Yeah.
And those are interesting. The weird thing about silent films is that like the actual action it was like in fast forward, so everything like moved very quickly. It was kind of over the top. But that's because since there was no sound, I'm guessing they had to like rely on visual cues. Like the old Charlie Chaplin films and the original Metropolis.
Buster Keaton. Buster Keaton's another. Is that a kind of thing you're looking for?
Buster Keaton.
Yeah. He's a legendary comedian of silent movies.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's a legend. Let's fatten this bird up a bit. More white. There we go. Push that up. Have you watched the original cartoons of Superman as well? That's another one. I used to have that on VHS. The original Superman. The
I watched a lot of those.
the 90s, the 19 like 60s and 1950s version of Superman. It's really like the animation is amazing as well.
Wasn't that before like Superman was even given the ability to fly?
Yeah. And I think he fights the Chinese as well, and Japanese. I think Japanese. I think it was like it's like I think it felt a bit propagandary, but it was still good. It was like
I think it was. I wouldn't say it was the Japanese that he fought.
It was some Asian army in there. I can't remember. I vaguely remember like some sort of because it one of.
I read a comic that was actually interesting, where they took Superman and it was kind of a what if scenario. Like instead of landing and growing up in America, it was Germany.
Huh.
And he fought alongside the Nazis in World War II, and it was called Ubermensch.
Then he learns the error of his ways, or that's like is it like a dark ending where you just basically the Third Reich wins?
It's been a few years since I've read it, but if I remember correctly, it was a darker ending.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, because I thought because I watched what's it called, Red Sun, and that was good.
Yeah.
That was very good. I like the way it was going. You know, the way they done it, and it shows a different side of different approach to Superman and different universe. You know, like because a lot of dark stuff happens in there, and obviously their version of Wonder Woman and Batman as well, which is yeah. Also, couldn't get used to Lex Luthor as being a good guy. I was like, well, a bit of a weird. That was a bit of a weird.
Have you seen the movie Brightburn?
No, I was thinking of watching it, but I thought it's gonna be boring. I was like, because it's just another copy of it's just a copy of Superman, but if he was evil, I was a kid, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't really. I didn't. I mean, I would have watched it if it was an actual DC character, if it was based on an actual DC comic. If it's just like a storytelling of like, oh, here, this is just a film about if a kid was if a kid with superpowers was evil. Doesn't really it doesn't really give much of a motive either. I don't think like. Nah, I don't know. Don't know.
I enjoyed it myself. I perceived it as kind of an interesting character study. Like you said, Superman was evil. So to me, it was just that kind of a what if Superman was evil kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I went into it with that mentality and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's just that it's tricky to make a film like that because you know what to expect because if it, for example, we've kind of a lot of people have kind of grown up to watching Superman and stuff like that, and to have a film like that come out, it's like, well, I'd rather just wait until DC releases something similar and watch that instead, because at least that way it's like it's related to the universe. So there's no point making like a standalone story which has got nothing to do with anything to do with Superman or DC, whatever. It's just some kid with problems. That's just.
The problem with that is, I mean, evil Superman has been done before, like in the DC comics.
Yeah.
With the whole red kryptonite. And I think I don't actually know this.
Excuse me.
More a thought. I mean, maybe they wanted to do like an evil Superman movie, but they couldn't get the rights. So they did their own thing.
That could be the case as well. Yeah, they call it Brightburn. I don't know. I don't think a film like that should have existed. I think I think they could have done something better than. I don't know. I'm trying to speculate a better idea, a better concept for such a film. I mean, it would have been better if the character starts off good and descends into madness.
Yeah.
Like the best example,
that would have been a good approach, actually.
Because I don't know if you still remember Superman 3. That's the one like where he fights himself, like his his drunk evil version, and people obviously it's meant to, some people speculate it was meant to be Bizarro, but it's not Bizarro. But basically what happens is that some Stephen Pryor, is it Stephen? It's not Stephen Pryor, no. Richard Pryor. He plays a comedian. He's in that film, right? He's like a computer expert, and he gets told to try and defeat Superman. So they obviously find the ingredients for kryptonite, and he goes to make it, right? There's a scene where he goes to make it, and he sneaks into this laboratory to get the ingredients to make it, right? And it says like, I think it's like it says like 1.3 unknown, which is like the unknown substance to make kryptonite. He doesn't know what it is. So what he does, right? He looks around and thinks like, what's the unknown? What can I put in here that's unknown to replace that unknown element? He looks at a cigar box and it says tar, and he just types in tar instead. So basically, and then on Superman's at a rally, just like like to do a little talk and stuff, and Richard Pryor turns up with a box. He's dressed up in army uniform to say, like this man is a great man, blah blah blah. We're gonna present this rock to him, and that was it. But that rock is actually kryptonite, but it doesn't affect it. The thing is, because it's got tar in it, it doesn't affect Superman straight away. It affects him gradually. He becomes worse and worse, and he starts to don't give a shit about anything, and eventually he becomes like an evil Superman. Not evil Superman, but he becomes a man that doesn't really give a shit about anything anymore, But that's a good example of descending into madness, because you see the transition. Like basically he starts flirting with some woman, yeah, and woman says, oh, shouldn't you be helping that problem out? There's like a truck that's crashed, shouldn't you go and help out? And he's like, no. He went, no, all right, it's all right, I've got time. He sits down, and then for a moment he looks at him, he thinks to himself, wait a minute, what the fuck am I doing? But then he goes to help out, and he arrives too late. But then later on, he's in a bar fucking drinking whiskey, not giving a shit about anything. And he comes out drunk. I'm surprised you've not seen that.
The idea of being like granted, superpowers and like descending into evil.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about Brightburn, remind me of another movie called Chronicle.
Yes, I've seen Chronicle. Chronicle is a good film. Yeah, I like that. But like with any, I think with any kind of, if you go down the evil route, I guess you need a valid reason to be evil. If you're just born evil, then I'm not sold on that. I wouldn't be sold on it.
Well, his thing was, it's been done before.
Yeah.
And it usually doesn't work. The whole, abused kid turns evil. But it's kind of realistic, because serial killers and psychopaths really have abusive childhoods. I picked up on a lot of Akira influence with that film.
Yeah, I think with if I'm from a Chronicle, it's just basically just teenagers being stupid, like just getting them. But I think it would have been better if because basically Akira was Tetsuo was influenced by drugs, wasn't he? Drugs that fucked him up.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't taking those drugs, I think he would have.
Drugs and feelings of inadequacy,
Yeah, and
basically.
yeah, and obviously his upbringing was also his upbringing is also shown in the end as well. He would always be he was always under Tetsuo's shadow. No, so Kaneda's shadow. So I guess, but the thing is, it wouldn't be he wouldn't be a like if someone was tormented like that, they wouldn't be a bad guy. They'll be doing it because they're out of control. I guess, isn't it? That's the right way to say it.
That's part of the psychology.
Mm, mm,
The reason they do, I guess people, they're looking for a sense of control.
mm,
Like they had no control over things
mm, mm.
when they were kids, when they were experiencing abuse. So
Yeah.
they look for that sense of control
Yeah.
and power.
Or like seek vengeance on those that wronged them. In this, yeah. So I guess if for example, if a kid who used to get bullied a lot suddenly discovers he has powers, he starts brutally murdering the people that bullied him. Do you reckon that's considered evil?
And I mean, it really depends on how you look at it.
That's the kind of thing I'm thinking about. If a kid who's just an average Joe, he got picked on, he got not molested, but he got picked on, he got maybe his parents, maybe his dad beat him up or whatever, when he's drunk, and at the same time, like just not doing well in school and everything. Teachers are also picking on him, like what are you learning and stuff like that. Maybe one teacher's probably harsh and the other's like one teacher's maybe a female teacher's more understanding, and obviously at that same time this kid starts realizing he's got powers, and then he starts fucking killing all the people that wronged him, including the said teachers as well. Teachers.
Like near the end of Chronicle, when the bully kid starts like ripping out people's teeth.
Yeah. So it's interesting, but I don't know if it's where would it sit? Where would it it's a tricky concept because like to be a villain, because I guess we have to see from a point of most people that become villains, most characters that become villains have a terrible upbringing, doesn't it? I guess we have to go back to.
They either had terrible upbringings or experienced something traumatic.
Yeah.
That they're either running from or trying to overcome in some twisted way.
Yeah.
Like they're evil, but they think they're doing the right thing.
So we have to look at these factors which convinces us to that he's evil. Which is why I guess why Brightburn didn't really work for me, because if a kid's upset and stuff, okay, he's not really. Why is he killing people? What's his reason to hurt people? Is he like?
Because he had a good childhood. So.
And then he just becomes evil.
It's just like, I have powers, I'm gonna abuse them.
Exactly. Yeah, I think he needs a better. I think we need a better reason than he's a happy kid and then suddenly I'm just gonna go batshit crazy now. There needs to be. I mean, it would have been better if it was adolescence. Like if he's become a teenager, then fucking adolescence kicks in and he starts really losing his shit. Because teenagers are a bit.
Your typical rebellious teen kind of thing.
Yeah. So he can fuck around and do those things. Like for example, if
something people could relate to.
Yeah. If a teacher was pissing him off after school, he would fucking fuck around with it. Like super smart, super fast, and move things around, rack up a car, shake a house about a bit, things like that, terrorize her, just as a payback. that makes sense. And but then obviously that from there on, he maybe it triggers him to go further, go to the extreme, about getting away with things. Interesting. But yeah, my only resentment is the fact that it's not a DC based thing, so it's what is it? What the hell is it?
Yeah, you have a point. Like if there was a reason that people could relate to, or why he became, or at least why he turned out the way he did.
Yeah,
It would have been much better.
Oh, totally. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the concept of it. I like the idea of it. It's a good idea, but there has to be a reason. Why would someone go evil? What drives them to go evil? I mean, like if the way you say it, the way it's been said, that he had a good upbringing, but because he's got power, he's become evil. He's become evil. That's don't know.
Maybe they're going for the whole concept of absolute power corrupts absolutely. But it didn't work.
I guess what the other concept they could have gone for is if maybe Brightburn finds out what happens to his parents really happened to his parents, and that fucking triggered him. His parents were murdered or something, like for what they were and stuff, and then like he's like the last of his kind because of it, and he wants payback. And obviously, as a teenager, you'd be very pissed off.
I tend to lack interest in villains that don't have a reason to be villains. They're just evil for the sake of being evil.
Yeah,
they can be.
Yeah. Every villain has a background which makes us understand why they're doing that, as opposed to just, "Hi, I'm a villain. Why are you a villain?" Well, because I can do bad things. Why?
Because I can.
Yeah.
I have the power to do so.
Yeah. I think one character which got away with that and it worked really well was obviously the Joker from Dark Knight. But that villain, he was more manipulative than actually evil. Very manipulative.
Well, his thing is like his whole purpose is loyal to Batman.
Say what? Sorry.
Well, his whole purpose is to be like a foil to Batman.
Yeah. But at the same time, the way the character was, he made people turn on each other.
Yeah.
So like, for example, when you meet Two-Face finally, it says it wasn't me. It was like the gangs. I was just chasing dogs. I'm not like a dog chasing cars.
Yeah.
Like it's just trying to say that he wasn't responsible for what happened to his girlfriend. It was all he was just basically the way he said it was like it wasn't his fault. It was the gang's fault. These people that he manipulated is their fault. But he said it in such a way that he gets himself out of it, and I think he's done it with the other gangs as well.
The Joker wants to push Batman to his limits just for his own.
Yeah.
And then there's something very dark and unsettling, especially considering we don't really have an official background for him. Like he just shows up and causes chaos.
Exactly, Agent of Chaos. Because even in the start of the film, Dark Knight, the start of it, he makes those robbers turn against each other, offering them fake, like this promise of like, if you kill this guy, you're gonna get get someone to share the money. It's ingenious, genius little tactic.
I was talking to somebody who hates Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh really? Wow.
And, like Like, her thing, like, a criticism she brought up was Joker came in and said, "Do I look like a guy with a plan?" And then throughout the movie, he obviously has a plan. But my thing was, well, he's the Joker. He's gonna lie and manipulate.
Yeah. It's all about the charisma and the trick of the words, and to make it sound convincing. Like, yeah, and that's what he did. He tricks everyone. I mean, even Batman. When what's it called? When Joker got arrested, he did it on purpose to get arrested. Like his whole plan. He knew, like every. It feels like he was in control of the entire film, which is great. It was amazing. Like he wanted to get arrested. He wanted to meet Batman in person. And like obviously Batman was trying to beat him up, and he says like, "You got nothing but your strength." And like, yeah, it's all.
He doesn't. The Joker. He doesn't come out and say it explicitly, but I mean, it's pretty easy to come to the conclusion that the Joker exists because Batman exists.
Yeah.
And his whole purpose is to push Batman to his limits.
Yeah, and he did. He pushed him. He tried to. Well, actually, no. He pushed him, but he didn't corrupt him. So it's like a. And he even says that, like he like a movable force meets an immovable object. So it's like there's just two opposites. Yeah. Oh man, it's a shame. Oh, why did he have to fucking top himself? I think I would have been happy to see another version, more of Heath, and.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That would have been, I think that would have been really good.
Heath Ledger really did a fantastic job with the Joker. But like subsequent roles, not so much. Like Jared Leto's Joker.
No, I didn't like that.
Good.
Yeah, that was just.
Joaquin Phoenix, his Joker, I liked.
Yeah, different kind of Joker.
Yeah. Because it was like basically an origin story of the Joker. Just like how they explained things.
I think I like that origin of Joker. I like that origin because it shows you a normal person pushed to the limits. It's pushed. It's pushed. Like he has a problem. And it's the laughing problem he has. And everything. He's ill. It's like an illness. It is an illness, isn't it? So.
They don't say what the illness is.
Yeah.
There is an actual illness that causes random outbursts. I can't remember what it's called.
But I think also his lifestyle is what caused him to go down that route as well. Like his mum, his his job, his problem, his that laughing problem. That was one of his problems as well. His insecurity of it, his insecurity of all of it. But then so basically it's like a tipping point. He was taken to the tipping point and he just tips over and that's it. The whole fucking thing just explodes and he obviously hates the his hate for that presenter as well, Rob De Niro. It'll just
get what you fucking deserve.
Yeah.
Like that happened, I was like, oh shit.
I had a feeling it was getting close. I was like, shit, he's gonna fucking shoot him, wasn't it? And then it happened. I was like, oh boy, damn. But yeah, he caused anarchy. Was it anarchy? That's what he calls in the end. Yeah. Like people, police fall all over the place.
Complete chaos.
Yeah. But all along, he didn't want that. All he wanted was to be presenting, performing. That's what he wanted to do, didn't he? So I guess it's another crazy way of projecting that kind of,
Right.
So
he wanted to be accepted, but in the conclusion that he will never be accepted.
Yeah.
So basically, screw it. I'm gonna do what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want is chaos. and then embraced who he was.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they're gonna make a sequel. I don't think there'll be a sequel from that. I think that's just a standalone film. I think that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's standalone. Like, I really don't see the need for a sequel.
Mm. I don't know. I don't know where you can go with that anyway, isn't it? It's one of those sort of films like that's it. That's where it triggers the. Unless they make a Batman film, but we don't want another Batman origin film. Oh, hang on, they are making a film, aren't they? Another film. It's called The Batman. Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah, and they've got Robert Pattinson.
You know, why are they making? Why are they doing that? Why? Like, what do we need another Batman film?
I honestly have no idea.
It's
I know the trailer's been released. I haven't watched it. Apparently, the trailer's been well received. But Robert Pattinson as Batman, just I can't wrap my head around it.
I don't think it's a film we need right now. We've got too many Batman films. Just we should focus on making another, maybe another. What's it called? Justice League.
Is that he's one of those type of actors. He had a major breakout role. He's gonna be known for that role forever.
Mm.
And people are gonna take him seriously in other roles.
Mm.
How are you gonna go from Twilight to Batman?
Twilight was a good film. No, only kidding. Yeah, Twilight. I've never seen Twilight, but like from looking at the actors, they look a bit like they look like their faces are covered in Vaseline or something, and just off-putting.
Well, that's the thing. In Twilight, vampires can go out in the sun,
Mm-hmm.
and they sparkle in the sunlight.
Yeah. What the hell is that about?
I don't know. That was like, from what I understand, what's her name? Stephanie Meyer, the author of the Twilight book.
Mm-hmm.
She originally had no intention of actually getting her work published. It was basically a personal fantasy that she wrote.
Mm.
But then, like, the people she showed it to liked it. And then, well,
That was it.
the Twilight fad happened. I only watched the second. I watched some of the first movie because I just, like, some people were watching it and I just happened to be in the room, so I watched some of it. The second movie I watched of my own accord.
That's brave.
Yeah. And it was, I mean, nothing happened. Like, there was no real conflict or anything. Nothing happened.
Is it safe to say that it's a female movie? Oh,
Yeah.
Stratocaster 7. Thanks for the follow. Yeah. It's definitely
fantasy.
chick film.
Because that's how it originated.
Yeah.
It was a woman's fantasy that she turned into a story that got published.
Yeah.
Popular. I'll tell you something depressing though.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up reading some reviews of Bram Stoker's Dracula
All right.
on Amazon. And some of the reviews I read were people saying that it was terrible because it was nothing like Twilight.
They don't know. They don't know what they're talking about.
Seriously?
They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. See, people like that, you just have to bite your tongue and just let them say they spout their bullshit. They don't know what they're on about. Bram Stoker's Dracula is a classic because it's where everything. Most Dracula films are stemmed from, isn't it?
Yep.
So.
But that's my love for Bram Stoker's Dracula is kind of why I was disappointed in Interview with the Vampire.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, with Bram Stoker. Oh, sorry, go on. Sorry.
The vampires in Interview with the Vampire were not even close to Dracula's caliber.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then it comes up later on in the interview, the reporter mentions Bram Stoker.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tom Cruise's character, not Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt's character,
mm-hmm.
says that was just the ravings of a mad Irishman. I'm just like, really? Like, that's like Bram Stoker's Dracula is like the standard with which all vampires should be judged.
Mm.
And you're just gonna call it mad ravings?
I think most like films like you know, I guess most cult films raise the bar and like I don't know, if these people that say that, you know, it's the Bram Stoker ones. The thing about the Bram Stoker one, I find, is that it's a love story. It's not a horror story. It's a love story at the beginning, isn't it? Because basically, Dracula's, you know, wife commits suicide. Is that right? I think that's that. Yeah. And like, you know, he gets.
She is convinced to commit suicide.
Yeah, and because of that, you know, he loves her. He loved her so much that, you know, when she died, he fucking lost his. He went mental. You know, he lost his shit.
Yeah, yes.
And he blamed the religion he fought so hard for, and it didn't. And obviously the priest saying, you know, because she commits suicide, her soul's damned, and it's like it was none of it. You know, that's the end of it, isn't it? He loses his shit. He denounces his religious faith to become this ghoul of the night. But then obviously a few years later he notices that, you know, that this other woman who looks just like his wife, and I think that's, you know, that starts over again. But it's a kind of a love story, but at the same time it's horror, but it's love story in first, isn't it? Because it's because like
it is at least in the novel it is less.
Because I've played a few games which revolve around, you know, is it Vlad Dracula? Is it? I've got
Vlad Pepish Dracula.
Yeah, like and like the story of him finding the was it his finding the
audience.
Yeah, like there's real in-depth story behind that as well. You know, the fight, the war, and everything. I don't think that's expressed in the books, is it? I don't know if it is or not. Or but then again, I'm talking from playing from a fan-based game, which is revolved around the early stages of Dracula before he becomes a bloodthirsty vampire.
From what I remember of the book, it's been a long time since I read it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a quote, I think, something that went along the lines of, you know, I have 100,000 soldiers, and if they die, I can just do it and I'm unstoppable, or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I will say, though the movie kind of went away from the original source material a bit.
Mm. Oh, really? Huh.
Anthony Hopkins as Helsing.
Oh yeah.
Was perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's good.
Reading Helsing in the book, and then seeing Anthony Hopkins' portrayal, I'm like, it's spot on.
Yeah. His performance.
Exactly how I imagined it.
His performance was really good. I did like that. He fit into the role straight away. Like when you watch him, it's like, yep, that guy knows what he's talking about. he definitely when his scene comes on, he's in control as well, which is what I like about it. He can, because obviously yeah, his presence in the film is really really good. I like that. I forgot a guy's name who did is it Goldman? Gary Goldman. It's Gary Goldman, isn't it? Is it Gary Goldman?
It's Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, sorry, not Goldman. Yeah,
he's a
very good Dracula. Oh my god, people, I don't care what.
He did fantastic.
Yeah. Like the scenes where he's when he's in his old form, man, that is terrifying. Like,
it is. Gary Oldman's great. He's had such a wide variety of roles throughout his career.
Yeah.
The thing is, you see him in his role, you don't realize it's him.
Yeah.
Like he was the main villain in the Fifth Element.
Yes. Oh yeah, Fifth Element was fantastic. He's a
totally different person.
Yeah. His character's pretty cool in that.
He was also commissioned for the Dark Knight movies.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah, really, really good performance.
It's disappointing though, because the most popular actors and actresses of today always play the same type of role.
Could that be because
you've got these older actors who just have a huge range that nobody pays attention to?
Yeah, could that be because like they obviously someone chooses these actors to play the part, and I guess it's down to the actor I guess it is down to the actor to make it their like, for example, Tom Cruise. Any film Tom Cruise stars in is Tom Cruise. Which is I guess it's not good, is it?
I can definitely give him props for his role in Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, Interview with the Vampire was that film was, I think him and I've got his name, Brad Pitt, both him and Brad Pitt, and Antonio Banderas is in it as well. He's in it as well. I remember he's in it as well, in that film as well. He plays the leader of the group of vampires.
Yeah, the ones that try and lock up Brad Pitt's character.
Yeah.
And the little girl.
Yeah. Because they were bitten. They were like, I can't remember why they. I think they were caught converting a woman to be a vampire. Some woman. The little girl wanted like a female friend. I think that was against their rules, the vampire rules. You shouldn't, you're not allowed to convert people into the.
Yeah, especially. I mean, I remember like a major issue with Brad Pitt's character was Tom Cruise's character turning a little girl into a vampire.
You become a vampire. No.
I will say, I think one of my favorite scenes in that movie though is when Brad Pitt's character discovers that Tom Cruise's character is still alive and finds him.
Yeah.
And then like police helicopters, I can't remember why, but police helicopters and shining light through the windows, and Tom Cruise's character freaks out because like he doesn't understand modern technology.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yes. I think.
And Brad Pitt's character tells him this is like it's artificial light. It can't hurt you.
Yeah. I think he clearly stayed in that house all that time, all those years, and not really gone out. Maybe fed a few times, and that's it. Staying behind, yeah.
For a moment, I mean, he's referring.
Yeah. Percent instead. Here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Getting this feathered in. Pro. Oh yeah, I need to say one thing to someone if he's online. No need.
There you go. I feel like I lost about 5 pounds on this beer.
So with Christmas coming up, I need to think of some Christmas movies. I think I was thinking of what's it called? Groundhog Day with with a good movie to start off first. Obviously, gotta have
We need to find some
obviously, Die Hard will be one of them.
Yes, of course.
Gotta have Die Hard.
Die Hard is a Christmas requirements as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Can't have Christmas without throwing Hans Gruber off the Happy Trails, Hans. Hmm. What's your favorite Christmas movie? If you have a
I'm probably gonna have to go with Die Hard.
Die Hard. Oh. What about Die Hard 2? That's a Christmas one. That is a Christmas movie as well, I think. That takes place at Christmas as well. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that does. Yeah.
My memories of Die Hard 2 are a little too vague.
It's the one in the airport.
It's another one of those films I watched when I was a kid.
Mm.
Do find it kind of funny though that I'm over here 6, 7 years old watching movies that scared full-grown adults back in the day. Like The Exorcist.
Was you ever terrified of that film? I didn't really feel anything. Oh, I mean, the only thing that
I wasn't afraid of anything in that film, but I did find it fascinating.
Mm. I wouldn't mind.
I remember my grandmother told me a story. Actually, it may have just been my mother that told me that story.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother and my grandfather
Mm-hmm.
actually went to watch the movie in theaters.
Right.
And the whole vomiting pea soup scene. And my grandfather actually got sick, and I believe.
Did he vomit out pea soup? God
I don't
damn.
know. She didn't go into that much detail.
I think if I remember the behind the scenes of that film as well, like then you know when the room was really cold and stuff, that room was really really cold. That's like wear jumpers and everything.
Maybe it was supposed to be based on a true story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I should probably read up on that. What should research it, see what it's about. Really. Yeah.
There was a story a little before the release of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
There was a young boy that was supposedly possessed by a demon. And and somebody wrote a book based on that story, and that book became a movie.
Gotta make money from it. Gotta make money. Gotta make money. We can make money from this. Cool, ghosty.
Which actually kind of reminds me a lot of like slasher horror movies are, come to find out, are loosely based on real life events, which caused problems for Freddy Krueger. Excuse me.
Oh, Freddy Krueger, yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street was spooky as well. That's like, if you go to sleep, he's gonna get you. He's gonna get you, boy. He's gonna get you.
because for Freddy Krueger,
Freddy Krueger.
like child rapist,
Mm.
but Hollywood was afraid of being explicit about that because at the time there was a string of child murders.
Oh really? Oh shit.
So they were afraid that it would be perceived as exploitation. Which is why we didn't really get Freddy's full story until later.
Hmm. Other than just being a crazy killer that turns up in your dreams and kills you, cuts you up, chops you up good.
I've seen that movie. Jeepers Creepers. You saw Jeepers Creepers, right?
Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah. Part of that is actually based on true events.
Well, Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
The scene at the beginning with the truck is actually inspired by true events.
Wow. Okay. That I don't know. I mean, I think I streamed it on Discord to the film Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. I didn't put 3 on because 3 was like, I think 3 was boring, but I can't remember.
Yeah. I don't think I was there for that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, he was. I don't. It was me and some other. Gyraxis. He's a horror movie buff. Yeah, because we watched first we watched Rec 1 and 2. He wanted to watch 3, and I said I don't want to watch 3 because 3 becomes less of a found footage. It becomes more of a movie. So I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it.
I did watch the first 2 Rec movies.
Yeah. But yeah, so part 3 is not found footage. It becomes more of a movie than a found footage. So I'm just I was like, no thanks. Yeah, I was like, so I ignored that, and yeah, the reviews weren't that good for it anyway, so there's no point. But he watched it anyway. It's like, he told me it's boring. I'm like, well, there's no surprise there. But after that we watched but after that we watched Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, and they were good. The first one's alright. First one, nothing really happened. First one doesn't really. It starts off slow. Like, you don't know what's going on here. Like, and then when it kicks off, it really does kick off. But it's relatively. It feels like it's a relatively short film. I think. Yeah, I found it. I found Jeepers Creepers 1 to be a short film. Jeepers Creepers 2 is the one with the school bus. If I'm right. That's the school bus one. That was good.
Yeah, Jeepers Creepers 2 was the school bus one.
Yeah, that was good.
I don't think I ever watched it.
I think there was a 3, but I can't remember. But I don't think it was. Yeah. I think they're making a 3. I think there is I think they're still thinking about making a 3.
I thought there was already a 3.
Is it? There's a 3? Okay.
I thought there was. I can find out.
Yeah, find out. If there's a 3, we should definitely think something to watch. Something to watch.
Yeah, Jeepers Creepers 3 is a 2017 American horror film.
But what's the reviews say? I think the reviews are probably not good for it.
Let's look at reception. It had a limited 2-day run. It grossed $2.2 million in the United States and $1.3 million in other territories.
Mm-hmm.
The film received negative reviews from critics who panned its plot, directing, writing, pacing.
There you go. Rock bottom. It's rock bottom. Oh well.
Steve Barton, writing for Dread Central, gave the film 3.5 out of 5 stars and said, at the end of the day, if you're a fan of the franchise, you'll be happy with this latest latest entry. Which, for my taste, is better than the second, but just falls short of the goodness and quality of the original experience.
Yeah. Well, that sucks.
And says the door has been left open for Jeepers Creepers 4. I actually watched the first movie in theaters. That was a pretty enjoyable experience, actually.
Jeepers. Another film that's really good is Insidious. That's a good.
Insidious is fantastic.
They Adam, is it Adam Wan? I think Adam Wan. Is it something? It is Adam Wan Films, I think. Something Wan.
Yeah, something Wang.
Adam Wang. Is it Adam Wang? No.
Yeah.
No, not Adam Wang. Sorry. Something Wan. Adam Wan.
Yeah, I think it's just Wan, but
Wang.
W-A-N.
No, if I type in Adam Wang and Adam Wan, I'll get a petition to ban child pornography against Zuash Adam Wan.
Yeah, Insidious is great. I watched the first movie and just fell in love almost instantly.
James Wan. There you go, James Wan.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Have you seen Us? Us is a decent film.
Us. I haven't seen that one. I don't think.
That is like it starts off on a really good it's a good spooky film. Wouldn't say horror, but spooky.
Right. Okay.
So basically, this family, they're in a house, and then suddenly they hear an intruder, and they look outside and they see these people outside, and they realize that they are the exact clones of them. Yeah, but they're batshit crazy though.
I know the same director behind Us. He did Get Out.
Yeah, Get Out as well. Yeah.
I thought that was a really good film.
Yeah. I need to watch that film again. I watched it, but I didn't watch it. Like I've forgotten. Need to have like a second watch of it and get a proper grasp of it again. Yeah, it's a good film. It's a good film.
And it cracks me up that the person that directed those movies is a comedian. Like I think it's Jordan Peele is his name. Jordan Peele. He's a comedian. That's like his own show. Yeah, Jordan Peele. Yeah. American actor, voice actor, comedian, writer, director, and producer. And I've seen his comedy show, Key and Peele, and it's pretty hilarious. So it was pretty funny to me to see him go from that to something like Get Out. I believe he's expressed interest in developing I can't recall if it's a. Do you remember the series Gargoyles?
Yes.
He's wanting, if I remember correctly, he's wanting to do a live action
Gargoyles.
film of gargoyles.
That's a very ambitious project because it's one of the sort of things. If you fuck it up, you're gonna anger a lot of fans. It's one of them sort of things.
Certainly, because gargoyles was pretty popular back in the day. I mean, I personally recall really enjoying it.
I'd say give it to Jon Favreau. He seems to be doing pretty good with Mandalorian and.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, you got to take into account whether or not the director is a fan of the franchise or not.
Yeah.
And it would appear that Jordan Peele is a fan of gargoyles.
The question is,
given what he has produced thus far, if he is a fan of gargoyles, I trust that he'll do it right.
The question is Gargoyles is a Disney series, isn't it? It's a Disney.
It is.
So yeah, Disney should. It's not making a movie. They should make it into a series.
Yeah.
They got they've got the effects to do it. You know, why not just make a live action series? Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that was him. You're aware of the Candyman remake, right?
Yep.
Jordan Peele is working on that.
Mm. Will it be? The thing is, I don't want reboots. That's the thing. It's always reboots. If it's a fucking reboot, I'm gonna fucking lose.
Yeah.
Because this is why with Friday, when they did Nightmare on Elm Street, they did a fucking reboot of that. It's like we know what it is. We know what it is. Why revisit it? Why do a reboot? And
well, it says here that the new Candyman will serve as a spiritual sequel.
Hmm. Spiritual sequel, whatever that means. Spiritual.
So, basically a reboot.
Yeah. That's what we need, reboots.
I don't know, given Peele's track record and the fact that he seems like a fan of these franchises, I suspect they have a lot of potential.
Yeah. It's just that. Keep running that why it is. It seems Hollywood is constantly just spitting out remakes and reboots and remakes and and it's just like
remakes and reboots, and there's no originality. I definitely feel that.
It's like, come on, man! Because every time you do a reboot, you're just telling the same story again. And if you do a remake, you're still fucking telling the same story again. Why not like this is why Ghostbusters Afterlife is. I think it's looking promising because it's a continuation. We don't want a fucking reboot.
Right.
That's one of the reasons. I think that's one of the reasons why the female Ghostbusters didn't work. Aside from it being the badly scripted and badly humored, but as a reboot, as a fucking reboot, and no one wants it.
I didn't even watch it.
I watched a bit of it, and
I went to the theaters with a friend of mine, and we watched the trailer for it, and I'm just like, this is gonna be terrible.
And it was.
Like I said, I didn't even bother to watch it.
It was terrible.
But I saw the reviews, and it was what I expected.
Terrible. It was terrible. But yeah, it's I mean, I couldn't watch it properly. If it felt like a Nickelodeon horror show, then
yeah.
The special effects, it was all CG effects, so no stop motion, nothing. And
it's like some parts of the trailer that they showed did get a laugh out of me.
Oh really? It made me cringe.
But being funny on like 2 or 3 occasions isn't enough to sell me on a movie.
Mm.
Like beyond what I did laugh at, it looked like shit.
Mm.
I thought it was gonna be shit, and based on the reviews, it was.
Pretty much. Bloody awful.
And someone is being loud as shit outside.
What? Bloody fools. Those bloody fools.
There's something going on outside of my apartment, and this person is so loud that they actually sound like they're in my living room.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Give him the what's for. Give him what. Go out open window and say, shut up. Shut up.
Just walk out on the balcony, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. They'll teach him. I'll just put just like open a window and just shoot your revolver out a few times. Shut up. Like Yosemite Sam style. Yeah, shut up.
Might be like the first joyride. Bitch, are you mouth off again? You're gonna make my southern come out.
Yeah, shut up. That's from the when Bugs Bunny versus Yosemite Sam. That's a wicked one. It's the one where Yosemite Sam turns up to the bar, starts chatting shit, and then by the door, and then someone just says, shut up. and he obviously Bugs Bunny's then. He goes like, yeah. I want to find that scene because it's so funny. Where is it? Yosemite.
Like any episode involving Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam was great.
Yep.
Like I grew up on the original Looney Tunes, so when they tried to bring back Looney Tunes, I was very disappointed.
If I see this, there you go. Yeah, we're right. There you go. It's sadly, it looks like the quality of it looks like someone's actually recorded it off, who's probably camcorded the screen, camcorded on the screen to fucking record a screen. Yeah, but like it's still hearable. You can still hear it. Hearable? Still hear it. Yeah, love this scene. Oh. Still wash off the red. Actually.
Yeah. I can just tell by the thumbnail.
Yeah, shit.
That's a good episode. The original Looney Tunes was amazing.
Yeah, it's like it's just gold. You can watch it, and it was just well scripted, just well scripted. It was. Like everything hits on point as well. I'm not sure how these days they just don't learn from these things. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Like,
how can you get?
I mentioned like I guess the reboot or whatever of Looney Tunes. They tried to bring back Looney Tunes, and it was terrible. Because it was all the Looney Tunes characters living in a like neighborhood and trying to interact with each other in like some kind of real world scenario. Like they're trying to relate to people's everyday life.
Wasn't working. Didn't work.
No, it didn't work at all. Especially since they took Lola Bunny.
Oh yeah.
Which they introduced in Space Jam as a kind of a no nonsense lady.
Mm-hmm.
In the like the reboot of Looney Tunes, they brought her in, and she was this ditzy.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Girl.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I remember that. I was like, "What is going on? That's not Lola."
right, yeah.
Hey, Wolf of Glasses. Hello. Wolf of Glasses on Twitch.
Hello, Wolf.
I think it's to do with the what's it called? What do you call it? The executives. It's always the executives that want these things, isn't it? Now to modern, like, no, we need to make cartoons which fits to today's modern society. Maybe we should make a ditzy and all this shit. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm fine, thanks, Wolf. I'm fine, thank you. Yeah,
it's like the crazy ditzy blonde girl is popular right now, so let's take a character that has a completely different personality and then change her personality to fit our needs.
Yeah. Hell, just make the Minerva Mink show.
Right.
We always
the Minerva Mink show and just give her an eating disorder and make her fat.
Yeah. Any chance? Yeah, you can join if you want. Yeah, let me just add you in. Sorry, let me just sort that out now. Actually, I'm going to end the stream anyway, but let me. I can increase the number on here. 1 second. Oh, there you go. You should be able to join. Oh, wait, 1 second. Let me give you approved role.
Hello, Wolf.
There you go. You should be able to unmute yourself. There you go.
I am unmuted.
There you go.
Hello.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. I think I should probably play some the Minerva Mink episode, the original both Minerva Mink episodes, because she's pretty hot in that.
What, have they now made a reboot of Minerva Mink in Looney Tunes as well?
No.
Not yet.
We were actually complaining about that earlier. The fact that
I mean, if they introduce
the older characters and Animaniacs that were popular are not present.
Okay. So I guess if we don't get Minerva Mink, then we do not get Wolf of Wolf. Okay.
Yeah, you're not gonna get Minerva Mink, Wolf of Wolf. Dr. Scratch's myth is completely gone, along with Hello Nurse.
Slappy Squirrel's also gone as well.
Yeah, Slappy Squirrel's gone. Like, they make 2-second cameos in certain episodes, but that's it.
Yeah. So I think yesterday we watched the episode which they're all in there, and it was like 30 seconds, and that was it. No one talked.
Yeah.
It was like, painful. But I'm not sure why they did it, because basically the entire season one of Animaniacs is just basically the Warner Brothers and Warner Sister and Pinky and the Brain, and that's it. So it's gonna get people say.
I mean, I saw a clip of Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
But that's really it. I haven't seen any more.
I think they've played it safe by only including what they think is what were the main successes of that era, which is understandable because Pinky and the Brain. I was telling Samurai yesterday, Pinky and the Brain had their own TV show as well. Eventually, they had their own TV series. Yeah, so I can see why they did that.
Pinky and the Brain is popular. So
yeah. So, but like,
they get Pinky and the Brain their own series.
But I think what they've missed out on is the fact that Animaniacs represents an anthology of different characters and different clips. That's what makes Animaniacs good. I think they've missed that on this one.
I'm sitting over here trying to watch it, thinking I want to see Rita in the Run. I want to see Minerva Mink.
Just Minerva Mink.
Oh hell, I want to see the Mime Guy.
Yeah, mime time. Gotta have mime time.
So
Um,
those were like staples of the series.
I'm just hoping that social media kicks in and forces them to do, because I think that's the power of social media, isn't it? If people shout about it, it will happen. And I think,
Yeah, that's why we have Molina in the most recent Mortal Kombat 11 update.
oh really?
Because Molina fans on Twitter just wouldn't shut the hell up. So Boom was just like, we need to put Molina back in.
Sometimes companies have to listen to consumer because consumer demands it. If a lot of people demand it, you just give it to them because otherwise you're gonna ruin your relationship with them, and they won't come back again. They won't give you the respect. And the funny thing about oh sorry, go you.
It's like a lot of people want to see Ermac, but more people want to see Molina. So I know Molina.
Hmm.
And yeah, like you said, that's entirely understandable. It's video games are a business, so it is perfectly understandable to try and placate the fans for your benefit.
Hmm. But like, I mean, what would happen is if you don't like if a large majority of your fans want something that should be in something that you normally provide, if you don't do it, they will constantly remind you of it by taking the piss out of your posts.
Oh, certainly. Yeah.
It's like it's like if you say hey here's a new release of like a new product, and they'll say well that's great, but what about this?
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah,
why.
it would be good. Yeah.
Placating the fans, there's really just one franchise that comes to mind that did that in the past.
Oh.
Lucasfilm.
Okay.
I mean, we talked about this yesterday, I think, was it? And yeah, I mean, they pissed all over their fans, literally.
Right. Um, we did talk yesterday, but I can't remember specifically what you're talking about.
Were you drinking again?
I was drinking again, yes. Just like I'm drinking right now.
He'll forget this. He'll forget tonight's conversation. Amnesia just kicks in.
I'm such an alcoholic.
So what are you having?
I am on my local brew, and it is a India Pale Ale, and it's 7% alcohol by volume.
Mm.
I'm about to finish number 6.
I had half a bottle of vodka today, or tonight.
Was it good vodka?
Just medium-priced one. It's
Okay.
it's milled in regards of flavor. You don't really taste out the alcohol that much.
Okay.
Like it's certainly not what we Germans refer to as diesel.
Okay.
Like stuff that really tastes like industrial cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are very cheap vodka brands that really you just taste alcohol. You don't taste anything else. And really, it makes you shake. It's just twice distilled instead of the preferred 3 or 4 times.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
It's like in America we have there are 2 well-known brands of cheap vodka that's basically diesel fuel. We have Taka and Aristocrat.
Yeah, I mean,
Which
this
is
stuff
really
really
funny.
only serves for one purpose, and that is mixing it with soft drinks, really.
Well, I'd say 2 purposes: mixing or just getting drunk because that's what you want.
No, I don't drink for getting drunk.
I'm
I'm not.
I'm of the same mindset, although that does happen.
I've become sort of person. Just I want to drink good stuff in my gut rather than
Yeah,
Yeah.
I rather invest like uh, 12 euro for a good bottle of vodka instead of 5 euro for a bad bottle of vodka.
Yes, definitely understand that.
The older you get, you can have the good stuff. When the older you get, gotta put the good stuff in your belly.
It's not about affordability. It's just the fact that I don't need to drink that often.
Right.
Like
And you're not drinking to get drunk, so you're more concerned about quality.
I drink certain things because I enjoy the taste.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Getting drunk is just a bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Like earlier this week, I went to a store that I haven't been to in a very long time. I found a beer that I hadn't had in a very long time. It's called Dragon's Milk. It's a stout that has kind of like a semi-sweet, almost chocolatey flavor to it.
Okay.
But it's like $12 for 4 of them, and it's about 11% alcohol by volume.
Yeah, but the question is, of course, do you taste the alcohol out of it?
You taste some alcohol, but it's pretty subtle.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, if I really want to get hammered, then I open a bottle of my homemade honey liquor,
Nice.
half a bottle of that, and I would go through a hell of a hangover by the next morning. Yeah, yeah.
How do you make it?
I just mix cheap vodka with honey and add
Okay.
cinnamon stick, half a cinnamon stick in each bottle, a little bit of lemon shell rub off, which I add
Yeah.
into the mix, and then I fill the stuff into bottles. Last, adding half a cinnamon stick, and then I close the bottle and put it into a dark place and let it stand for at least 3 months.
Yeah. 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 That's what I did back in the day. It's been a while since I've done it.
I usually do this for Christmas. Like last week, I made a new batch of 20 bottles, which is funny. Me just standing at the kitchen table, mixing the shit together in a large stew pot, and then just rowing all the time, just rowing the spoon in like
Right.
you are
Yeah.
like you are I don't know how you call this action, but basically just twirling like you're twirling in chocolate. It's
Okay. I understand.
yeah, and it's kind of funny. Like I was just standing there for half an hour and was like, okay, hopefully nobody disturbs me now. Nobody calls. Nobody rings at my doorbell.
Right.
Because if you do in the middle of the process, you have to start all over again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the honey starts to sink down if it's not properly mixed with the vodka.
Yeah, it sinks, and because of the heat, and it kind of starts to crystallize.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good to warm up the honey. If you have honey in glasses, just warm them up a little in warm water. Like that really helps.
Yeah, definitely. The last time I've made any sort of flavored liquor was years ago. It was a variation of a recipe that I had found. It was gin, a couple of coffee beans, vanilla bean, and I simmered them in a pot, poured them in a couple of jars, and then stuck them in a cool, dark place for about a month.
Yeah, temperature is with honey liquor. Temperature is not really that important, but it has to be a dark place, and you have to take it out like every 3 or 4 weeks and shake it a little.
Yeah.
That's very important.
so-
Otherwise the honey will and the contents will just sink down and glue themselves to the bottom of the bottle, which really ruins the flavor.
Yeah, that's what I did when I made mead. Last time I made mead.
Yeah, the process is similar, just that you don't need any vodka for the mead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was making mead, it was in a gallon jug of milk that was empty, and I cleaned it out. And it was water, honey, yeast, a handful of raisins, and some orange zest. And it was basically store it in a cool dark place, and every once in a while bring it out, shake it up a little bit, put it back in, rinse and repeat for about 6 months.
I see. Zosh, I just saw that you are having a bandage around your hand. Did you injure yourself?
No, this is the glide, the stylus on the tablet, because otherwise friction. when you sweaty palms go. And you have to. Yeah, it's annoying when you do.
The typical man problem.
Sweaty palms. It makes me glide like.
Yeah. It's like the man's lubricant.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Slide into tight places.
makes a squirking sound.
Take a natural lubricant from masturbation. For any other purpose, you should.
It's squirky.
Oh, so I watched the most recent episode of The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good.
It was a good episode. I don't think it was good as the last episode, but it was a good episode.
I missed the frog lady, lizard lady, well, not frog lady, the frog lady. She's so nice.
Yeah, that was the frog lady in that one episode when Mando drops off Baby Yoda with her and her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was the most wholesome moment.
I just saw something.
You just saw something. Oh, you just saw something. End this event.
I accidentally switched channels. Let me just.
I would have lost. I would have flipped.
Where's the context chat?
Context. I would have lost my shit if.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just.
If the Imperials attacked that city where the frog couple were living, I would have lost my shit. I would have gone fuck.
Wait.
Fuck that episode.
What city? What are you talking about?
We're talking about Mandalorian.
What?
Mandalorian. Yeah, that's we were talking about that. Yes. Were you not listening?
I was watching this Snickers clip.
Okay.
With country balls, which I find quite hilarious.
Well, a recap is Samurai watched the latest episode of Mandalorian, but he likes the one before the episode before the last week's episode, which is where Mando drops off the passenger, the frog lady.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
the lizard lady.
Yeah,
yes,
but I was just saying I would lose my shit if the Empire attacks that city, because that's where they live in.
Yeah.
I would lose my fucking shit. I would like they better not fucking die.
I
Yeah.
actually found the last episode's ending quite foreboding. Like, it seems either they are now mass producing Death Troopers or they are trying to create a breed of force-sensitive stormtroopers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I thought it's
they found that lab and they're using blood of.
Yeah, I mean the ending was quite telling. Like I don't know what these wrote up people there were they just regular Death Troopers in creation or
Dark Troopers, man. From they could be Dark Troopers.
Dark
Or-
Troopers? Aren't they called Death Troopers?
Dark Troopers.
Yeah, I
In,
think they
in,
were
if you're referring to Dark Force,
for
yeah, if you're
either Dark Troopers or Shadow Troopers.
if
That
yeah,
was the
No,
because
no, no. Shadow Troopers were Stormtrooper Corps in Legends. They were basically and yes, no, wait, god damn it. No, Dark Troopers are actually a robot, an android project of the Empire that
Okay.
was taking place during the Rebellion era. Death Troopers.
I mean
Yeah, I remember having to deal with Dark Troopers.
this
Yeah, they are called Death Troopers, like the people that appear in Rogue One.
I'm
Like
spec
they are basically elite bodyguard stormtrooper units.
I'm speculating. I'm speculating that this could be related. This could be related to the movie.
They are actually part of the Imperial Intelligence. Like they are serving usually under the Imperial Intelligence, the Secret Service of the Empire. That is interesting. I didn't know that. I actually thought the entire time they served as bodyguards.
I got a feeling the cloning could be in relation to the movie. You know, Palpatine got cloned.
Yeah, I mean, it could lead
Could
to that.
it could be
Certainly.
because
Certainly, or they are simply actually, as I said, maybe they are simply planning on or trying to create force-sensitive soldiers with blood transfusions, because this is
Yeah,
why they needed Baby Yoda to suck up more of his blood.
that was my conclusion.
Yeah.
So it could be that.
I mean, it would seem like a more sensitive stormtroopers could totally be a problem.
I mean, what I really liked while watching the last episode was these X-foil folding wings for the TIE fighters. So they could land on surfaces and no longer need and so they don't no longer need like docking clamps.
Isn't that common? Isn't that common in the movie? I thought that was common in the movie. No,
No, it's not. It's
No?
not in the movie. Usually,
Oh.
regular TIE fighters need docking clamps.
Yeah.
They cannot land because the wings of the TIE fighters are very sensitive, or rather the solar panels on them.
That's interesting because like this because the Mandalorian takes place before the new the Force Awakens, all that crap movies.
Yeah, but obviously
New Order didn't have it.
This brand of TIE fighter could be a rare brand, like an experimental design.
Rare brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, a new experimental.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I know that there are TIE fighters that have similar wings.
Right.
Like what are they called?
Because it takes place like after Return of the Jedi, so it makes sense that the Empire has advanced their TIE fighter technology.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I actually have to look this TIE fighter type up because it only made the one I mean is a TIE fighter that, according to my knowledge, only made an appearance in Star Wars Rebel Strike.
Mm.
Let me take a look. Yes, the TIE Hunter. The TIE Hunter.
Oh, okay.
The TIE Hunter multi-role starfighter. Yeah. It's an experimental design. You actually get to fly it in the game. And the thing comes with laser cannons, ion cannons, and torpedo launchers. So it's practically quite a beefed up TIE fighter. But yeah, it also has similar folding wings like the X-wing, for example. They may have taken the this design and created these sub variant of the regular TIE fighter.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like they saw how the TIE fighter functions, not TIE fighter, the X-wing functions, and decided trying to fly.
I mean, if you look at it, it's really just a regular TIE fighter. It has no shielding. It's the regular light laser cannons of a TIE fighter, and just has the different wing type, which might lead to the conclusion that it's an experimental TIE fighter.
Yeah.
Because obviously that Moff guy is apparently big in research.
Yeah. And the fact that he has the dark saber, definitely a very
Is
nice
that
revelation.
is that lightsaber? I wasn't sure if that was just a sword,
Yeah,
like a
it is a
laser.
lightsaber.
There's a
It is a
lightsaber.
lightsaber. Yes, the dark saber is an ancient Mandalorian lightsaber. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
Like at the end
Interesting.
of the episode, when he was cutting his way out of
Oh yeah, this,
Yeah.
here it is. I'm just on Moff Gideon's Wikipedia page, and he served as an officer in the Imperial Security Bureau, or Bureau, however you spell it in English, during the Imperial era.
Mhm.
Who took part in the Great Purge of the Mandalorians. I actually have to look this up.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, because when he was cutting his way out of the TIE fighter that crashed, I was like, wait, is that a lightsaber?
Yeah,
And,
that's what I
and
thought.
then it showed him with
Yeah,
the Darth Vader
the dark saber
holding the
makes an
lightsaber, and I was
appearance.
like, oh,
The
holy
dark,
shit.
yeah, the dark saber makes an appearance in the Clone Wars and Rebels
Yeah.
series.
Yeah,
I'm actually wondering how he took it from Bo-Katan, because she was practically the ruler of Mandalore after the Rebels series was over.
Yeah. Yes, I'm just waiting for Mando to meet an active Jedi.
What? You broke
I'm
off
waiting
in the
for-
middle.
Sorry about that. I'm waiting for Mando to meet an actual Jedi.
Well, I'm looking forward to him meeting Ahsoka Tano.
And yes, that is definitely a focus.
Yeah. Would be fun to see Moff Gideon having to fight her, because she would cut him to pieces.
Yeah. Ahsoka Tano is not to be played with.
No, she was maybe. I mean, you see it. You can clearly see it in Rebels. She's far superior to the Inquisitors, and could stand her ground for a limited time against Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, like
Gideon
made good
Gideon
short
has
work. That's
Gideon
pretty
would
good.
have no chance against her.
Right. There are. I haven't watched the videos, but I've seen the titles of the videos that have been recommended on YouTube.
Also, did you know that Bo-Katan wasn't the actor of Bo-Katan also the voice actor of her in the Clone Wars and Rebels series?
She was, yes.
That's awesome.
It is, especially considering she actually looks like her.
Yeah, she looked a lot like her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just having her picture in front of me, and she looks. I mean, age aside, like Bo-Katan would be over 50 years old by the time of
Yeah.
Mandalorian, maybe 60. But then again, she might not be fully human.
Right.
Because some near-human races in Star Wars age much slower than humans. I can
Right.
imagine. I mean, she's described as in species as human, but she's quite a big girl. Like, she's 6 feet tall.
She is.
1.8 meters. That's quite tall.
It is. And that reminds me of a couple of videos I watched earlier today. People being upset about female Mandalorians having armor that shows the shape.
I mean, it depends. Like, I've seen comics where Mandalorians were depicted, and some female warriors had this shaped armor, and some had not. Like, it varies, because the Mandalorians, if they inherit their armor from their parents, because these armors are passed down from generation to generation, they redesign the armor pieces very often, and also often repaint them. This is a long established law which not even Disney changed.
Right. And I would imagine a part of it has to do with personal preference. Because
actually, there's a lot of symbolism in the colors. Like, for example, Mandalorians that deem themselves in the service of law and order often paint their armors black and gold. Like basic
Mhm.
color is black, and decorational lines and such are yellow or yellow gold.
Right.
I I'm sure I could look up the color scheme.
Yeah. I was mainly referring to whether or not the armor is flat or
There it
has
is, and
or
there we have it. I have the
right.
website. I could actually copy the text and post it because every color usually has a meaning, at least in the old in the old lore.
Because
There you have it.
Hmm.
There you have
what
it.
what people the the feminazis as they're referred to are upset about Mandalorian women having armor that contorts to their breasts,
I mean,
which is
the
kind of
armor she
ridiculous.
has makes sense in regards
Yeah.
of not showing any cleavage, for example.
Right.
You can actually see this. Give me a second. Oh, God damn it. There we have a Bo-Katan cries. Like it's basically just the armor plate. Basically, is just shaped to fit in the breasts, basically.
Because it's funny because like the one of if not the major uh detractor to the whole boob armor, as it's called, is Anita Sarkeesian. If you are familiar with the feminist mentality, then chances are you're
Yeah,
familiar with
I
who that
know.
is.
Which is kind of funny because they always. I sometimes think that the extreme feminists don't know what they want. On the one hand, we get Bo-Katan, which is very obviously a very strong female person,
No, certainly.
and on the other hand, they then find something else to bigger.
Yeah, they do. You can't satisfy them. It's like Bo-Katan is a very strong woman.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
and
you would think that feminists would appreciate, but since her armor con- conforms to her breasts, they're upset.
yeah, but on the other hand, this chest extension, as I will just refer to it, with this more humanly shaped armor plate for her chest, might actually serve a purpose,
Yeah.
because the way it's shaped reminds me a little bit of World War II tank designs,
Mm-hmm.
where I mean it could serve to better deflect blaster bolts, like
Yeah,
variously shaped tank armor
design.
reflects cannon shells, for example.
Yeah, the curved design,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, could be very defensive.
I mean, I would have raised an eyebrow if this was really, if the armor plate was really shaped like real women's chest, like with cleavage and all. But it's
Right,
obvious.
which they're
It's
not.
obviously not. I didn't even pay attention to it because it's so. It doesn't stand out that much.
Right, and
Like
that was the same with me. Like, I didn't even notice. It was just, well, I kind of did. I'm like, okay, it's functioning. All right, moving on.
and if you look clearly at it, it's not just one slab of metal. It's actually multiple armor pieces put on her chest,
Right,
like on the suit she's wearing. Like those are multiple pieces, so it makes sense for it to be slightly curved.
yeah, and it's funny if you want to speak realism.
Yeah, yeah.
When Anita Sarkeesian complained about the whole, uh,
Let's get one thing
the,
established. Anita Sarkeesian has no idea about Star Wars or about
she
any
doesn't.
thought of armor composition, be it in
She,
science fiction
well,
or in actual real life. That,
she has absolutely no idea of anything she criticizes. She's
yeah,
admitted this.
Yeah, she's just an attention whore, in my opinion.
She is. She's a professional victim.
Yeah.
But like she was shot down. Like her comment was shot down by like female, like real life female soldiers who stated that the military or the U.S. military armor is extremely uncomfortable because it's flat and it compresses the breast, which is painful.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I bet she hasn't even watched like content where like the Clone Wars series or the Rebels series where Bo-Katan actually makes an appearance.
No, yeah,
No, I mean her, not you. I doubt she has watched it.
yeah. I need sarcasm.
And if you look at Bo-Katan's Clone Wars design, for example, you can actually see that she has this cleavage piece, basically these bowed out chest armor. Let me just show you. Like her, her her appearance in The Mandalorian is basically a one-to-one takeover from the Clone Wars series.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it was already chewed through the fact that some women have bigger breasts than others.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, not every Mandalorian woman is chat-flaccid. Flat-chested, not chat-flaccid. Oh my god, I can't English. The vodka is coming through, I think. But yeah, Anita Sarkeesian has no idea what she's babbling about.
Right. Yeah, I mean that was brought up in some of the comments. It's like some of the women that criticized her comment were just like, "Well, I'm sorry, you're flat-chested." Another.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually made a comment under, I think it was just some guy's video who talked about this, and I basically just pointed out those who claim it's sexist or this is sexist are sexist people themselves.
Yeah, they are sexist. They're just like projecting, and I believe just some guy brought that up.
Okay. Gonna end my stream here, guys. I think this piece is done. Hopefully I'll be back, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe Friday. Do some not safe for work stuff, but yeah. That'll be on Picato if you want to see that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I will see you on my next session. As always, keep watching the skies. Keep watching the skies. I'll see you next time. Just gonna end my chat here as well. Ciao. Whoop. Bye. Bye.